The point, as Ram Dass would say, is not to become a good meditator. The point is to wake up. We are back with another reflection on the daily Vedantic, and today's reflection, one that I've been thinking about for several days now, is on a very unique aspect of this philosophy that it straight up just tells you this isn't the truth. Not quite the marketing tagline that you would ascribe to a philosophy that you want to get people on board with. But what this philosophy means when it says this isn't the truth, this philosophy isn't the truth, is that it is very explicit. The truth is an experience. It's not in words. It's not in philosophy. The example that's often given is the Chandrashakhanaya moon branch. The example where you have a branch and someone can't see the sliver of a moon. Say, look, it's right there, and they can't see it. It's right over there. Like, I don't see it. You say, okay, you see that really tall tree? Yeah. Okay, do you see that branch going up to the left? That is the tallest branch going up to the left? Yeah. Okay, do you see at the end of that branch? Oh, I see the sliver of the moon now. I see it. That is the moon branch example. The moon is not the branch. The branch just points to it. This philosophy is not the truth. And another aspect that's unique and rare about this philosophy is it says, truth is one, sages call it by many names. There are many articulations of the truth. Within Vedanta, there's a recognition that 1 in 10,000 people will find these concepts interesting. The words of this galaxy of masters fascinating. And that's just how it is. It's not something where you got to rework it, try to make it appealing or attractive to 1,000 out of 10,000 or for all 10,000, because within the philosophy of Vedanta, there are as many paths to God as there are people on earth. Some people are more devotional. Some people are more service or action oriented. This philosophy is clear that you need all three of the classical approaches: karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, which is just Sanskrit, fancy sounding words for service and action, devotion, and studying the words of Master's knowledge. You need all three. This philosophy just happens to prioritize knowledge of the self, to then spill and cascade into devotion to your practice, devotion to those around you, devotion to a personal God, cascading into our action and our service. There is, as the Gita talks about quite often, rare is the path where someone can go straight to contemplation. Most of us, speaker included, need a lot of action, a lot of devotion to make sense of these words of the masters. But even these words, that highest, that G6 path of jnana yoga, as that is not my take on it. Ram Dass would say, oftentimes I wish I was a sleek jnana yogi, but I'm just a sloppy bhakti. It's not truly accurate, but that is kind of the gist of the perceptions of each classical yoga, is that, well, if you can handle it, go on the up escalator to the top of the mountain with jnana yoga, with knowledge of the self. But like I said, 1 in 10,000 find this stuff interesting. But even if you are that 1 in 10,000, you will eventually, studying this philosophy, you eventually hear this philosophy itself explicitly state that this is not the truth. Swami will often say that if you can understand the absurdness of the dream experience, no philosophical books or texts necessary. If you can understand the absurdness of the dream experience, then you don't need any of the books or any of the philosophy. the absurdness of the dream experience where you are wholly convinced that what you're perceiving is real, is truly happening. If we can plumb the depths of the absurdness of that experience and truly understand it, then we don't need any of the books. You don't need any of these daily reflections. This is just the branch pointing to the moon. This philosophy is in this terrestrial, mundane realm. Another way that the philosophy is talked about is that it's like a dream lion. It wakes you up from the dream, but it is a lion within the dream. Because the point of all of this is not to be a great yogi. It's not to memorize scriptural texts or to be able to talk about or understand these concepts. The point isn't to study. The point isn't to reflect. The point is not to devote oneself to anything. The point, as Ram Dass would say, is not to become a good meditator. The point is to wake up. And if we can do that, then you have no use for philosophy, or as much use as a person that's woken up has for that lion back in the dream. That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.